Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks for joining me on this 22nd day of January 2020 on the Moneybag 73 channel. I have something extremely crazy to share with everybody. Now, some of you are going to be affected by this a lot more than others. So let's go ahead and get into it. Maybe it's Mandela just came out with a video pointing out this dot right between the eyes of the Tin Man. Now, people who aren't following the Mandela Effect or not watching videos in the community are probably going to look at this right now at this point and say, well, you probably haven't seen this movie in 20 years. How are you going to remember if there was a little tiny shiny dot between his eyes? Well, the thing that those people don't understand is we've been watching the Tin Man quite a bit lately. Hazel Fiverr put out a video 4 days ago talking about the Tin Man now having this big giant collar. And here you see this shiny dot right between his eyes. But not only that, Recall Vector put out a video talking about how rusty he is, and he doesn't get cleaned up and shiny until they go to Oz and he goes to the beauty parlor. So he's super rusty, which is odd to me. I mean, there's just so many crazy things going on now with the Tin Man. And here he's got this shiny dot between his eyes. So Hazel Fiverr also did another video talking about how there's no hatch on the Tin Man, you know, for his heart, to show that he didn't have a heart. You know, people remember there being a hatch. He gave tons of examples, you know, of even the Simpsons have a little hatch on the front of their Tin Man when Bart was the Tin Man, whatever. There's just tons of reality residue for that. So maybe because we're doing so many videos and so many people are concentrating on the Tin Man, you know, maybe that has something to do with this popping up here. There's something else at work here too. I just did a video on the 15th of January talking about how E.T. now points at Elliot's forehead, right between his eyes, and not at his heart when he says, "I'll be right here," before he gets on the ship and leaves at the end of the movie. So let me switch back over here real quick. You know, some of the comments on, maybe it's Mandela's video. He looks like he has a Hindu dot there now. It's new to me. I definitely don't remember a dot on him, says Burgos. Directing us to the third eye, question mark. So there's another point I want to make here. This is very good catch, quantum effect residue. It's very significant, obviously, the third eye, paganism. Well, I just want to point something out. I understand a lot of people think that the third eye is evil and has to do with paganism and things like that, but that's not necessarily what's going on. In Matthew 6:22, Jesus says, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single," the pineal gland, the third eye, "thy whole body shall be full of light." So this is not necessarily an evil thing. You don't have to just look at the dark side with this type of stuff. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? So the third eye is a mystical, esoteric concept of a speculative, invisible eye. A lot of you know this. Usually depicted as located on the forehead, which provides perception beyond ordinary sight. The locus of occult power. Now the word occult, a lot of people think means evil. It does not. It means hidden. Occult knowledge is hidden knowledge that can be used for good or bad. So try not to just jump towards the dark side or look towards the evil side or Satan's changing things. I understand a lot of people see it that way, and I know you don't agree with me, but there are other ways to see these things. So you don't have to just see them as coming from the dark side, you know, being something evil. So I just wanted to point that out. I also want to point out Life Matrix did a video here where I'll link this one down below. He shows how he remembers E.T. pointing at his head, scaring him with his finger lighting up. He kind of jumps, and then after that, you know, right here, after this, he says is when he moves the finger down. Now, this is a commercial where this kid plays Elliot's son when he's grown up. I don't know if you're all following this, but there's a lot going on right now. So he's pointing here at the heart. They're reenacting. This was just last year. They're reenacting the movie, and this here is wrong. They don't do this in the movie. But a lot of people in my video said they had a double memory. They said they remembered the finger pointing at the kid's forehead. They also remember it pointing at his heart. They're having a double memory on this. Well, this may explain that. Thank you, Life Matrix, for coming out and putting these two videos out. He did this one and another one. They're the only two videos on his channel right now. I'll go ahead and link Life Matrix's video down below so you can check that out. One last thing I want to mention. Many of you may not know that I have another channel. I have 6,870 subs. I'm starting to upload things. I have this one video that I made a couple years before being hit with the Mandela Effect, like a ton of bricks. I made this 2014. It's almost 1 million views on this. It's on my other channel as well. You may have seen it, but it's almost as if I was predicting the coming shift in consciousness and humanity. I mention it, and I said September 2015 is going to be a crazy time. And that's right when Google Trends shows the Mandela Effect just shooting off to the moon, just rocketing. So that's interesting. But I just uploaded this. All I can do is joke about the Mandela Effect. They just asked Sinbad about the Mandela Effect again in his Sinbad movie, and he just was so rude to the guy, he wouldn't even answer. And then he came up with some big lie, just typical Sinbad fashion. So you can check that out over here. I'll put a link to this page I'm showing you right now on my other channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, because I'll be putting things over here that I don't put on the other channel. So a few weeks ago, I uploaded this, which was blocked on Moneybag 73. So incredible amount of residue here for if you build it, they will come. 12 minutes of residue. This is just mind-blowing. And then I put this up about a month ago here with Art Bell. So talking to Dr. Malachi, which seemed like they're talking about what was coming with the Mandela Effect and the quickening and everything. So exciting times, everyone. Crazy stuff going on. Let me know what you think about this whole Tin Man thing. I'm thinking maybe because there's so many people are focused on the Tin Man right now. I'm just saying, maybe it has nothing to do with it. It's just odd. The Tin Man just seems to keep changing. Here they have no collar, and they have this flap here. It's just crazy. So that's it. Go create the reality that you want, everyone, and I'll be talking to everybody soon.